Welcome everybody, I am back. We are live. I'm just gonna, I'm pulling some cards tonight for the full moon and eclipse that we're having. I just felt really drawn to coming on here, and I feel, hello Kimberly, I feel just drawn to the group, my group as a collective, and I just feel like I really need to talk tonight to the viewers. So I'm just gonna, as I'm waiting for other people to come on here, hello Kathy, I'm just gonna, I use Palo Santo, it's my go-to versus sage. For some reason sage leaves a, not aftertaste, but after smell. I don't know, I smell kind of like oniony and I don't know, like BO after I use sage. Comment on here if you guys have had that experience with sage. Hello Kelly. And maybe it's just maybe it's not a very good sage, I don't know. So I like to use Palo Santo, so I'm just gonna kind of cleanse my area, let the smoke kind of go where it needs to go. Ask for my spirit guides to come forward with cleansing energy and cleansing thoughts. I'm going to put all my other thoughts on hold and put them in that metaphorical imaginary basket so that we can connect. The deck is here, you guys, the deck. If you've been following me, or if you are my friends and family, you've heard me talk about this deck for the last, I don't know, at least a year. I got inspired by Colette Baron Reed. She is famous for her oracle card decks. She has many, and it really inspired me to put my words into a deck. Journaling helps me. It's a release for me. It's a out for me. It's also very therapeutic. I get lots of advice and messages from the universe, from God, from source, from my soul, and it's nice. It's a nice out for me. So I journaled when I had an injury last year. And I didn't know that when Spirit told me, okay, now you have this injury and now you need to take it easy and sit still for a couple months while you're healing. I didn't know at the time that when Spirit told me to take the oracle cards take the oracle card decks that you currently have and pick one every day and journal every day. And I did it faithfully, and I had more than enough content to provide the script for the guidebook. And then I actually used an AI app to create the images. So I actually had the words first, which was helpful. Some people do it the other way. Some people have the artwork and then they look at the artwork and get the images. But I kind of did it like, I guess I did it both ways. I have a friend, you guys. You want to meet do you want to introduce? Come here. Come here. Let's show the people who you are. All right, folks, I'm sorry to interrupt. This is what happens. You have to look right here, Lola. Look right here. Look right here. Look right here. Look at Mama. Do you see yourself? Look at, this is Lola, everybody. We said we weren't going to get another dog, but Tanya needed a dog. And Lola needed us. So this is Lola, everybody. She is like 13 weeks and she is part Chihuahua, and we're not sure because look at these paws. She's a mix of something, but we don't know what. But she's got some huge paws. Look at this face. Look at the camera, Lola. Okay, this is Lola. She'll be joining us on our on our lives. Look at this. If you guys want to borrow and just come and love up on her, look at her. It's therapy. I love it. Okay, I gotta put you down. All right, so that is Lola's introduction. What was I saying? Oh, so Universe told me to take a card every day out of my current decks and pick it and interpret in my own words what I thought the image looked like. And so then I had all the content to create an image in, you know, the image of the Oracle card deck of what I wrote. So I was inspired by other card decks, but then I also put my I put my own twist on it. So this is available. This is finally available by me. Yours truly worked super hard at it. There's literally blood, sweat, and tears into this dream of mine. So the deck is $25 for the deck. I feel that's fair. So you get the script, and there's a couple pages in the back to journal or to set in an intent when you're using the deck. So you get that. You'll get the actual 40. There's 40 cards, and you get a little spread with it. You get a pen that has our, can you read it? I think it's backwards. I should have did this the opposite way, because there's a way to do it, and now, okay, forget how to do it now, folks. I should have started it out. Anyways, and then you get our business card, our third crow energies business card, and then you get it in a little handy dandy box. So I am promoting the heck out of this deck because this has been a long time coming for me. It's weird because like when I have projects, it's really this big of a project. It's rarely do I do it to like completion. So this is like super, I'm super proud. I'm going to promote the hell out of my deck. I don't care what anybody says. It's my deck and I love it. And you also, so if you want the bundle comes, I gotta watch her. The bundle comes with a hand decorated journal, lean notebook, and you get some and a bookmarker with that. And you get the deck, of course, and then in the, I guess this would be like a little smudge bundle. So in the smudge bundle, you get your own Palo Santo stick. Hello, Wendy. Thanks for watching. You get some selenite sticks because that selenite helps you connect with your soul and the divine. And then you get like this little charm or thing you want to hang in your car. It's like a protective charm. So it's got rose quartz. I believe this is this oh, I forget what this one is, the blue one. I wrote it down somewhere. I can't remember where I wrote it down. I'll have to look it up. But then this is howlite, this is clear quartz, this is obsidian, and then this is jasper. I can't talk. So they all represent like a traveling in your car. I mean, that's not just what they represent, but I created and used the stones specifically for when you're traveling or in your car as protection for concentration, for road rage. So this also goes in there, but I have a couple that I can sell separately. Oh, my fingers just don't work. Okay, so that you get in the bundle. And then you get some cool stickers. some cool stickers that I just kind of randomly threw in there. And then I made some fans. I actually found this, I found a dead hawk on the side of the ditch that I walk on my walks. So this is actually a hawk feather, and you can use it to fan when you're using your, when you're smudging and doing it, because that helps fan it. Okay, so that's what you get in the bundle. And the deck and the bundle is $40. All right, so that goes in the bundle. So now we're gonna pull some cards. Now that I've got viewers on here, we're going to pull cards using, and I'm gonna actually kind of explain how to use the deck the way that I intended when I created it. There was a specific way to use the deck, and that's what's nice about an oracle card deck versus tarot cards, because every author has like their own, I'd say, like little twist or spin on how each deck is used. So we'll go into that. And then because it's a full moon, I am going to pull a random card from the Moonology Oracle card deck. So I can ship these. I'm not sure probably what shipping will be, maybe $8 if you are not in the local area. I'm going to work really hard at getting some pop-up shops, going to some pop-up shops. I will be at 715 Massage in Bloomer. That is Nicole Ruff's business. Yay, Nicole. She has her own business. And I will be there November 25th because that is Bloomer's, what do they call it? Small business, where we promote smaller businesses. So she asked me to come. So I am going to be there selling a whole bunch of other stuff that I make, the bracelets and the 1111 signs. I still have some left. But if you are not in the area and you would like the card deck and or the card deck bundle, please reach out to me and we can find ways to get it to you. All right? Okay, so that's the deck. What do you got, dog? Okay, she's good. Okay, so this card deck, and shout out to Miss Jaden. She created these images by hand. On the opposite sides of the card is the images that I created from an AI app called StableCog, and I used Canva as the platform. And I used Minutemen Printing Company in Eau Claire to publish them for me, to print them. All right. So the card deck is called Words to Live By. And I think I'm gonna, yeah, okay, so this is my deck. So you can use it, you can actually use, when you're picking out your cards, there's a couple different ways that you can do that. You can shuffle them and then kind of fan them out, and you can ask the universe, or you can tap into your energy and you can kind of use your hand and close your eyes and kind of find the card. Or you can, and then pick out like, okay, so for instance, this one is, because I had the, you know, the yin and the yang, the balance, the good and the bad, the happy and the sad in my mind when I was deciding what to use for the cover. And I couldn't decide on which one I wanted, and I had these both from Jaden. So I'm just like, I'm going to use them both. So a couple ways to pick out your card when you're pulling cards for yourself is to say, okay, well, I'm really struggling, you know, with this. I'm going to pick just the cards that have, you know, the sadness or the lower vibration. Not good or bad, just it's maybe something needs to be worked on, maybe something needs to be improved. And then if we're looking at this, we can pull cards based on higher vibration. You know, each one will tell you what they need to tell you. So that's why I left them both, because I kind of wanted to implement picking, like how to pick cards based on, because normal cards, like for instance, I will show you the difference. In this card deck, they're all the same. So you would just randomly, and you can randomly pick these too. I just created these a little bit different as another little kind of practice and get you kind of stimulated and get yourself familiar and introduced and have a relationship with your card deck. Okay, she's fine. All right, so that's another way to pick the cards. I like to do, sometimes I'll do the fan for if I'm doing a client, I will do the fan. But when I do for myself, I will cut the deck. Hello, Lorena, how are you? I will cut the deck in half, and I will shuffle at least 3 times. Hi, honey. What do you have in your mouth? Ugh, puppies. What's going on? So, and then I usually will have a question in mind or an intent, and watch her. Sorry. I usually set an intent, or I write down a question if I'm doing a card pull for myself and I have a question, and try to stay away from yes or no's. Those are more of a pendulum question. Yes or no's are questions that you will not get a very, you won't get the answer. You won't get a yes or a no when you use oracle cards. It's just not how it works. So you have to kind of ask the question in a way that stays away from yes or no. So for instance, let's say you want to ask, will I get the job at this place or that place? So like a either or question. What you need to add, how you would ask that question would be, what do I need to know about the 2 jobs that I've applied for? What will be revealed? What will be revealed to me about the jobs that I applied for? What can the cards tell me about the benefits of each job that I applied for? So you really kind of have to get creative in your words, and it takes a while, but as you get going, and it helps to, what are you doing, dog? It helps to, I learned a lot by watching Colette Baron read, and if you have a favorite oracle card, you know, person or psychic or medium, everybody's got their own little way of asking the question or the intent. So the intent for lately is, this is for the collective, and you can just do like for the higher good. But I want to do a specific question in there so that you guys can see where the cards go by asking a specific question. So if anybody's still watching on here, think of a question that we could ask the universe that as like a collective question, because there's a lot of weird energy in the universe. I'm experiencing a lot of like negative, intrusive thoughts. And so I am trying to find a lot more positivity in my life. I am trying to find a lot more me time and just stay out of my head and not get sucked in to all the bullshit that really does not serve me. You know, I want to work out of a higher conscious level. I want to work for my higher self. I want to come from a place, you know, of peace and love and fulfillment and true authenticity. That's where I want to come from. That's where I want to be optimal. So maybe that's the question. There we go. We just got the question. So what can the cards reveal today for the collective to help us think more positively and help us get on a more self-authentic track? there's the question. Okay. So then I knock 3 times. And I'm going to pull 3 cards. Okay. And I did get one that was upside down. I don't technically, these cards were not designed for upside down, but I'll interpret that the way that Colette Baron Reed and other people, not just Colette, they have the upside down, how to interpret that. It just means that that particular card and those words just need a little more extra work. All right. So when I get to this card, it was the journey card, but it was this way when I flipped it. So remind me, we will talk, obviously, if we want to use that for the upside down, you don't have to, but because I'm trying to teach you guys about how to use this deck, and other decks as well, not just this one. But we will talk about like the extra part of the upside down. Okay. It's not, it doesn't mean that, oh, I got it upside down. This is the bad card, because that's not what that's not. All right. So the first 3 cards that we got, and this one is really interesting. So we got the balance card. We got the yin and the yang. We were just talking about the yin and the yang and the 2 images. So the first card is the number 3, if that resonates with anybody. Okay, so it's a man and a woman, black and white, light and dark, balance. The second card is the number 7, and it's about abundance. Okay. The third card is the journey, and it was upside down. So I will do my best at interpreting it both ways, because it was upside down. So I will focus on both messages. Okay, the upside down. All right. So right away the question was, how can we think more positively? What do the cards need to be revealed to think more positively and to focus on our true authentic self? So we need balance. All right, when I look at this card, I see feminine energy and masculine. I don't see a man and a woman. I see masculine energy and feminine energy. That's where the yin and the yang comes from. You need both to survive optimally. So ask yourself, and this is where that the word feminine and masculine goes kind of out the window, and people don't understand that we all embrace and we all have feminine and masculine energy, and it's in all of our chakras. So by being balanced, you're actually tapping into that feminine side, which is the playful side, which is the more emotional side, which is the like kind of like a bad boss, the side that the go-get side. The masculine, is the stronger, is not stronger, but is the strong, the doer. I know more about the feminine energy because I need to work on my feminine energy. Feminine energy is more softer, more playful, more childlike, more inner. But we need to balance them out. All right? So let's read from the book for number 3. See if the words resonate with any of you guys. Everything in this world needs balance to survive. We need to breathe in and we need to breathe out. Your body needs time to refuel and time to digest. The body needs activity and time to rest. We need the day and the night. We need the rain and the sun, the wind and the calm, the winter and the summer. We need the inside and the outside to connect with others and to be alone. Masculine, feminine energies. To speak and to listen. To see and to not know. Waves crashing in and waves carried out. We need to receive from others and give back to the world. We need pleasure and pain, heartache and romance, friends and foes, shifting and releasing, work and play, taking the good with the bad, the ups and the downs, the yeses and the nos, the smiles and the frowns. Embrace and appreciate every situation in life. There is a lesson to be learned and an opportunity for growth. So this is basically telling us that in everything we do, we need to balance it out. We need to see it for what it is and give it, if it brings you heartache, if it brings you pain, give it some grace. Give it time to kind of navigate itself from what we feel is negative or feel bad in our bodies, and let it flow into, because it might be that if it seems painful, it might be that's the lesson that needs to be learned. And when we learn from it, then that's like the blissful part. Does that make sense? That's why we need both. That's why we need balance. Because we can't see the light when we're in the dark, but we need the dark to see the light. Does that make any sense? It means that that's why we have the stars at night to see. And we have the sun and the moon. And we need rest. And we wake. We need to eat. And we need to rest. We need to eat, sleep, work, play, talk, listen. Everything in balance. Okay? That's a very good, powerful starting card. All right. The second one is number 7 with abundance. So I believe that these cards are connected in some way, because if we can achieve balance, it's what I was talking about, like if you can get through the bad parts and realize they might not seem like it's benefiting you at that time, but maybe 3 days from now, or 3 weeks, or 3 months, or 3 years, you're going to look back at that difficult time that you went through and you're like, okay, yeah, I get it. That's why it hurt so bad. But it brought me this, which I am thankful for. And it did this for me, which I am thankful for. And that's the abundance. That's where this card comes in, for abundance. And a lot of people think, when we talk about abundance, it means like money and stuff that we have. No, abundance is just a lot of stuff that we are meant to have. And because we're a human, we're a physical body, we think that we need stuff. But abundance could be lots of healthy relationships. Abundance could be lots of good feelings inside. Abundance could be lots of opportunities to make more money. If that's what your thing is, if that's what you need to do, if that's what your goal is to be, more successful and to get more things. But that's not always the case. Abundance can be so much more than just, the physical things that we want to buy or that we think we have. Because she's just holding like a bunch of roses. So for her, this gal right here, she's in a white, flowy dress, and she's picking flowers. So like in abundance, it's like, stop and smell the roses. Stop and realize, be grateful that what you have. And you're going to find that you have a lot more than what you ever thought of. Okay, so homework. So if for my homeworkers, people that like homework, journal tonight, like a page, and just start writing down things that you're grateful for. And you will be amazed. I started doing this and I was just like writing and writing. I ended up with like tons of pages of stuff that I was grateful for. And it does get your mind out of that headspace and into your heart space, especially if you're thinking that you're lacking something that you don't even have control over, because it has nothing to do with you. And honestly, it like, if you can't control it yourself, you really shouldn't put any energy into it. honestly. If you can't control how you feel about it and what can be done, the end result, then you're kind of putting your eggs in the wrong basket. So smell the roses. Hello, Tammy. My heart goes out to you, girl. Love you. Okay. So that was the gratitude. Let's read from the book. Oh, this is a 2-pager. When we hear or think of the word abundance, we usually connect it to money or how many things someone has. But what if you set aside belief systems and past programming and put into perspective what we truly value in life? I bet money won't be in your top 5. Make a list as you look at this card and then look within for what you value most. Is it family and friends? Is it your happiness? Do you put your values first before others? Do you share values with the closest people around you? When you start looking at the things you value, it's interesting that most of these things you already have. And that's a great way to start practicing gratitude. When we appreciate and allow ourselves to be happy with what's in front of us, we stop looking for what we don't have. We all deserve to have abundance. We just need to believe we already have it. This one is really strong. It's hitting me. This one's resonating with me, folks. Woo! I like that. So with balance and grace and gratitude, you will have what you need. You will have the abundance. Okay, so now we're on to, any questions so far? Now we're on to the journey card. And this one was flipped. So I'm going to interpret this way first, read it, and then interpret like the extra work that needs to go in for the interpretation, okay? So this card was kind of a bugger for me to create because I was trying to find like the yellow brick road. And so because it was like clicking your heels together, you know, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. So when I see this card, maybe I actually want to do the reverse first. When I see this card, you know, everybody's on their own journey. And when we click our heels together and we say there's no place like home, there's no place like home, there's no place like home. That's our familiar spot. That's where we feel comfort. But sometimes, you know, we have to turn things upside down and look at them from a different perspective and go, maybe I don't need to be comfortable right now. Maybe in order to get through what I'm going through, I need to be severely uncomfortable. I need to start looking at the hard things in my life. I need to start letting go of relationships that don't serve me. I need to start thinking, you know, like just for like, does this job make me happy? Do these friendships, do these relationships make me happy? Am I filling my own cup? What am I doing in my life that is really authentic for my authentic self? What are some of the choices and the decisions and what are the thoughts that I'm allowing myself to think and that are truly for my soul purpose? So that's what I think the flip side is to look at it a different perspective. Like look at, there's no place like home. But maybe that's not where you need to be right now. Maybe you need to go on a journey and maybe you need to look at yourself and get out of the comfortness of your own home, your whatever makes you comfortable. We all kind of get complacent and it just, normal feels easy. Doing the same thing over and over for some is easy for them because there's nothing new to think about. There's no challenges. Is when we do the same thing over and over, we know exactly what we have to do. We know probably how it's going to end. I'm one of those people that do not do well with routine. I have to spice it up and I have to change it up. Routine is good, but I like different things. I like a variety in my routine. Does that make sense? Let's read from the book. And it's number 32. Time in the physical is linear, but time in the spiritual is like an outward spiral. Like the yellow brick road in The Wizard of Oz, step by step we move forward and outward, never experiencing the moment twice. Every new day into each new night is a new story we get to write. Where will your yellow brick road take you? Click your heels and imagine your journey is an abundant, check it out, the abundant card. Click your heels and imagine your journey is an abundant adventure with lessons to learn, connections becoming friends, stories to share, and memories to be made. Take the risk. Turn each page. Where does your journey go? So, another thing with the homework, because I like homework and I like to journal, and I'm going to promote journaling, is kind of do like, where have I been? What have I done this last month or this last year? You know, because it's coming up on fall. Fall is a time of harvesting, bunkering down, getting ready for the cold winter. So what have we learned? Where have we come from this year? And start asking yourself, like, okay, like, did I meet my New Year's resolution? It's coming up, like, you know, January is going to be here before we know it. Do an inventory and ask yourself, you know, what did I achieve? What did I achieve this year? And that's why, like, what you have, when I told you guys to do write down what you're grateful for, that might answer some of the questions from this card. Like, where have I been? What have I achieved this year? And if you haven't, maybe your goals changed, and ask yourself why. Why didn't I achieve what I said I wanted to achieve this year? Was I relying on someone else? What was the elements? What was the factor that happened? And maybe it wasn't your goal to have. Maybe it was a preconditioned goal of somebody else's, or what society thought that you should have. Look at your true authentic goals, what you really want. And if you don't, make a list of how you feel right now. Gauge your happiness or your self-esteem from 1 to 10. This is crucial. This is important. 1 being, you know, like so low, and then 10 being, yeah, like it couldn't get any better. And that's hard for people to realize, like actually how to gauge their happiness. Start there. And then once you gauge your happiness or your self-love, then look at what you want in life. What are your goals? And if you're having a hard time finding what goals you could possibly achieve, start asking yourself, like, when did I have fun? Look at things like, what do I like doing now that I have fun? And a lot of people lately, because the energy is so thick with negativity, people are like, I don't know what I like. Okay, well then think about what you used to do. And think about the things that you used to do. Does that bring you happiness? Maybe you need to try them again. Or maybe you need to try them with different people. Or maybe it's just, maybe you need to try something new. And maybe you just need to try different things and get yourself out there. Yeah, explore. Like, get exploring. I feel that word is going to be coming up so much, like an exploratory adventure. I like that. Exploratory adventure. That's what this one makes me feel like. Just explore. And it's got the dreams. The word dreams is on that sign. So write down what makes you happy. Write down some feelings. You know, when you think of something that you used to do, how did it make you feel? How does it make you feel now? Would you like to feel that again? Just get real exploratory. This is an awesome deck to do that with, because, I mean, like this card is the shadows. Here's true self. Take off the mask. Here's the grounded. This is pressure. I like that card. Just give you guys a little tidbit. This is breathe. Here's another one. Oh, why do I have 2 power cards? Oh, I know why I have 2 power. Oh, that's pressure. Power and pressure look alike. The love card, the feminine card. So there we go, folks. That's how I typically use my deck. So look at that. Okay, so the sadness of balance, I guess, or the lower vibration, releasing. Oh, okay. So when we release, it is a huge, huge way to get back to balance, to get back to center. Anytime I have a good cry, TMI, anytime I have a good cry, whether it's like it just comes to me, or I'm meditating and some things come to me, or I'm just like walking around and like I'm doing dishes and all of a sudden, because water is a huge conduit for me. Anytime I'm like taking a shower, sometimes I'll get emotional and just like, okay, I'm supposed to like wash this shit away. But anytime I release, I feel like I have balance, more balance after that. Okay. And then what is this one? Oh, this one's like acceptance, accepting abundance. Sometimes it's hard for us to accept things that are done nice for us. Some people have a hard time. I have to sneeze. Some people have a hard time accepting compliments, accepting help, accepting nice things done for them. And that's another good homework. Like, ask yourself, what do I do for myself? And when was the last time I did something nice for myself? And think about the last time someone did something nice for you. Were you grateful? Did you let them know how that made you feel, how appreciative it was? And were you able to reciprocate? Think about those things. Oh, I like that. So then the journey, what does the journey? Oh, the journey is, that makes sense with the reverse because it's the release. So I'm really getting like the upside down part of this message was, look at things, be comfortable. Hello, Megan. Be comfortable being uncomfortable. Find the comfort. Find, when we find, okay, like there's no place like home. That's comfort. But sometimes we need to get uncomfortable in order to shift. And if you're looking for change, you need to do something different. Because if you keep staying in the same routine and you keep getting the same results and you keep pissing and moaning and whining about it, well, you're going to keep pissing and whining and moaning about it because change requires something different. I mean, really. Okay, here's a prime example. When you take the same path every day to work, and sometimes we have to, to be efficient and to save gas money or whatever, save time. But you're going to see the same scenery, for the most part. So if you want to change that scenery, guess what? You're going to have to go a different route. You're going to have to go a different route. And sometimes it's not just the different route, but like, I know that there are things that I don't see when I'm driving, and then I'll be the passenger on that same road and be like, how long was that there? And like, my husband will be like, it's been there like forever, Tanya. And I'm like, I just don't ever remember seeing it as, driving. I remember, it's so perspective. Perspective will help you change things too. Just changing your perspective and your state of mind, how you think about things. We're going to pull this card and then I'm going to talk about I do want to get into the last part of the self-love. I kind of put it on the back burner because something else has come forward in my journey. And I want to talk about that and have that focus instead, because I need to get my ass back on these Facebook Lives. I feel the best when I'm doing cards, doing lives, talking about real life stuff, folks. Real life, real life. And we need to come together as a powerful and collective, powerful and strong, compassionate collective lately. Okay, so for the full moon eclipse brings this eclipse, and just this whole like year since the Lionsgate portal in August, it's just the energy is intense. The earth is changing, the world is changing, the energies are changing, the frequency are changing. We are changing at a cellular level. All right. So I'm going to ask the cards to help reveal some advice for us to navigate through these intensified emotions, these intensified physical feelings that we're feeling. Just everything is so intensified lately, and I feel there needs to be some help. So I'm asking the cards to give us some advice to help us as a collective, to help each other's when they see, you know, others in society and our neighbors, our friends, family, and strangers, of course. We need to be nicer to people, you know? We're losing touch with that eye contact and just say, good morning, how are you? Open the door. Just helping people, you know, just helping people. Just be nice, you know? Look them in the eye, say hello, say thank you, say you're welcome. Say hello, how you doing? You know, just acknowledge it, because a lot of people are not getting that lately. And maybe because you took your time to look at that person in the eye and not judge them and just say, good morning. That might be the shift that they need that day. I'm serious. That's the power of positivity and the law of attraction right there, folks. All right, that is our intent. Help us navigate through so much of what is so intense lately in the world, okay? Ooh. Gibbous moon. You're very close to achieving your goal. Ooh. So this card, when I look at it, I see like, okay, so like the tops of the trees, like you were looking, like if you were laying on the ground looking up. That's what I feel when I first saw this card. And just like stargazing. When's the last time anybody has taken the time to stargaze? I know when I finally see the stars, I'm like really drawn to them. But either it's too mosquito-y out, or I have some excuse. I'll be honest. I have some excuse. One of these days, I'm going to get... My son has a... Hello, Renee. One of these days, I'm going to go out and, like, just maybe fall asleep in the starlight, in the moonlight. Because my son is in the Marines, and he has a sleeping bag that's can keep you really warm. You're very close to achieving your goal. I like that. Gibbous. So, we talked a lot about, you know, asking ourselves the questions. And maybe, if you don't have a goal, maybe it's time to get one. What are we living for, folks? What are you working for? Are you working on self-care? I hear a lot of people saying, oh, I would never spend the money on a massage. Okay, so what do you spend your money on? Is it something, is it beer? Is it alcohol? Is it cigarettes? Is it drugs? Is it clothes? Guarantee you probably have a freaking closet full of fucking clothes and enough shoes to, you know, I bet you have enough shoes that you could give away and you wouldn't even miss any of them. I'm guilty of clothes. I have a lot of clothes. You know, start looking at your, not that you have to be a minimalist, but here's a prime example. Go in your utilities, your utilities drawer if you have one. Your utensils, and categorize, like, okay, how many spoons do I have? How many spatulas do I have? And, you know, look at each one. Like, is this my go-to spatula? I have two. I have one that's for doing bigger things for pancakes, and then I actually have a smaller one that is a dual purpose because I don't have a lot of space in my kitchen. My drawers are small. And start there. It will blow your mind how much stuff we actually have, how much extra stuff we actually have. So start cleaning house. That's a good way to start, is, you know, doing the physical. If you're not like sure you want to go in and start doing, you know, spiritual and emotional inventory, start physical. Start with the physical inventory. That's my advice. Ooh, let's read from the book. Gibbous moon. The word gibbous means bulging. What a descriptive word, right? And pulling this card at any time of the month suggests that the situation you're asking about is bulging with possibility and coming to a peak. But this isn't an ending card with a neat yes or no answer. Rather, you're being reminded that some adjustments may yet be required before you get what you want. Though you're certainly on the right track, which is hopefully reassuring for you. However, there is also a sense that the situation is a bit tense, so don't push too hard. One false move and the whole thing could blow. That's not meant to scare you, it's just to let you know that there's a fuse attached to this situation. I can resonate with this. So be careful if you choose to light it. Attuned to the moon, I know that I am on the right track. And I'm going to just put my 2 cents in, like, know that you're protected. You're safe and you're protected by the divine. Now is a good time to review your plans. That's what I said, like take some inventory, maybe make some goals. Keep the momentum going as you move towards your dreams. So we talked about the journey one, like where have you come from? What needs to be tweaked just a little bit in order for that goal to be accomplished? Stay focused. Maybe it's as simple as that. It's a good time to start a new project. You need to get back into good health habits. The gibbous moon comes at the very end of the lunar cycle, just before the full moon. She looks like she's bulging because she's almost a full moon, so she's nearly fully rounded. It's the culmination of the waxing cycle, and as such tends to be a rather intense period of the month. No matter when you pull this card, it suggests a very ripe time and a very ripe situation. Well, that resonates with me. I don't know, does it resonate with you guys? So that is the card decks. All right. How's everybody feeling with those messages? Da, 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 da. All right. So one last thing. We got 3 minutes before we do this. I had an idea that came up, and you guys, if you guys follow me and you guys know me, you know that these ideas, they come in hot and heavy and strong. And I journaled, and it's going to be called the 12-week discovery journey. So basically at the end of the 12 weeks, you will have a better understanding of who you are, who you want to be, and who you were created to be. I'm going to actually charge for this, for the lives. Not that you aren't going to get the content, but I highly recommend, because we will be using the deck. We'll be using my deck. And in order to get the full benefit, it's helpful if you have this deck, because we will be using the deck and you can follow along, and there's homework to do, and there's journaling. You actually get the journal with the bundle. So the special price for this is going to be $35. I'm taking a special price off just to promote it, to get people interested in doing this 12-week discovery journey. Otherwise, the bundle and the deck will be, it's $40. So you get a notebook, you get the deck, and you get the smudge kit. And every week we will start out with intentions. We will pull a card. We will talk about the card. You'll be given homework. Every day I plan on posting a mantra or a phrase to TikTok and to Facebook. The intuitive minds already know. And that will reflect on kind of that card that we focus on out of the deck. So we're going to be using this deck. And how that card pulled from that deck can help you get through discovering who you are, discovering what you need to do next, discovering who you are really supposed to be, your true authentic self. Your true authentic self. It's been like bitch slapped to me constantly, Tanya, like, who are you? Are you doing your true authentic self? Are you being authentic to yourself? And asking myself those questions. And then, so the mantra or phrase will be posted on those two social media platforms, and that we can think about it and look at throughout the day. I will also be doing 5 to 10 minutes of meditation, just to kind of get people more accustomed and familiar with meditation, and it doesn't have, and letting people know that it doesn't have to be drawn out. You can do it anywhere. You can do it doing dishes. You can do it, you can be awake and meditate. You can turn the radio off and just drive. And as long as you have the intent, and as long as you have the intent from your heart, and you're in a somewhat calm state of mind. Some people are not calm drivers, so if you don't want answers while you're driving, and if you're not a calm driver, otherwise, sometimes that's when the most powerful messages come forward, when we are in a fight or flight. That has happened to me too. So I can't say this will work for you, because it might work for you. Everybody's different. Everybody's got their own little thing that gets them to say, hey, oh God, yes, that made so much sense. That resonated with me. I need to do that. Everybody's got their own way of getting the message, getting bitch slapped, so we'll meditate for 5 to 10 minutes, and the intent will be more just relaxing time and just asking for any words or phrases or emotions to come forward. So pretty simple. So this is what I want to do. I'm going to promote this. I will give people a month to reach out to me and get the deck. I don't have it for sale anywhere like online. You basically have to contact me. I have to figure out, like if Etsy, how much it costs to actually get it on Etsy. That's an option. So I have lots of ideas to try to get this deck, into your hands, because that's the idea. Yes, so we're 7:02. Thank you all for watching. Travis and I, he's still doing the Reiki sessions and the shaman journeys, and I am also still doing oracle card readings, but I'm focusing a lot more on getting the deck out into your hands, because that's my purpose. That is my soul authentic self purpose, is there was a reason why I got hurt. There was a reason why I created the deck, and now there's a reason why I'm selling the deck and getting it out there. It's not about the money. I have to do an even exchange. That's why it is marked affordable. I feel $25 is affordable. I've paid more for decks, you know, for this. So I feel it's affordable, but it's not about the money. It's about getting these words to you guys, so that you can get through hard times like I did. You know, being in that injury, whew, there was a lot of things that also were going on at that time. You know, my dog died. My kid graduated early, went to boot camp. My son broke up with his fiance. I was going through instant overnight menopause. There was so many things that journaling and getting this deck prepared really got me through it. I didn't know it at the time that that's what was happening, because sometimes we get so complacent, you know, that there's no place like home. There's no place like home. So I stepped out of my comfort zone and created this awesome deck. I think it's awesome. I feel it's awesome. There. So you have it, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Reach out. I hope everybody has a awesome week. Remember, next week we set our clocks back. So start now. My advice is to start now and start going to bed like a half hour early, even a half hour to an hour earlier, or just getting in the bed. Getting in the bed, getting comfortable, maybe getting off your phone, you know, sooner than we normally do. And really, you know, get more baths in. The water is a huge conduit. Water is a huge conduit. It helps release. It helps get us centered and more grounded. Maybe eat a little better this week. Get really ready for the time change, because it totally fucks with us. I don't know why we even do it anymore, but yeah, try to get more sleep. That seems to be, if I can get more sleep and go to bed a little bit earlier on the weekends before Sunday night, you know, then I feel better. So that's my advice on the time change. So I love you all. I am back. Reach out if you just need someone to talk to, or just want a quick card pull, you know, one card pull. I'd love to do that for you. It's a way of getting what I know and what I feel and what I've experienced out there. I'm a conduit for you. Okay, love you all. Bye.